So now that we've learned how to find GCF, now we're actually going to get to the Algebra 1 part of it, and we're actually going to factor using GCF. And what factoring means is it takes a simplified polynomial, like there's nothing I can do with this to simplify it further, and basically unsimplifies it. So what we're doing today is we're undoing distributive property, and I'll talk more about that here in just a second. So our first step is to do exactly what we were doing yesterday and actually find the GCF. So if you need the birthday cake method, that's fine. If you can just look at them and get the GCF, that's fine. But the most important thing is make sure you're getting the greatest common factor, not just a common factor, but the greatest. So these are even, 2 is prime, so really my only option here is 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. Yeah, I'm going to be done after this. We talked about this 1 as a stopping point. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So my GCF is 2. Now I'm going to hold off here for just a second. I might actually write it to the side. So GCF is 2. Now for the x's, I have 2 x's here. I have 1 x there. So I can circle 1 x from each one and only 1 x from each one. So my GCF is 2. Now for your answer, the 2x goes on the outside of the parentheses. That would be your distributing term, would be your GCF. Now to get what's in the parentheses, we're going to take that GCF and we're going to divide it out of each term. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. That goes in the parentheses. X squared over x, 2 minus 1 is 1x, which makes sense because look, I had the 1x that was not circled. We may be onto something there. 6 divided by 2 is a positive 3, so that goes next. X divided by x cancels out. Again, that makes sense because I don't have any extra x's that was left over. So basically what you have in your answer is you have your greatest common factor and you have what's left over after you divide that out. So if you do your upside down birthday cake method, look at this. My leftovers were 1 and 3. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Well, I already did 2 divided by 2 and 6 divided by 2. That was in my birthday cake. See how that matches up? Then they shared 1x, and I had this x left over in the first term. It should all start to make sense if you use these strategies. So to check your work, there is always a way to check our work. This is the unsimplified version, the factored version. Well, like I said, we're just undoing distributive property, right? Well, to check it, do the distributive property and see if it matches up. So 2x times 1x is 2x squared. That checks out. 2x times 3 is 6x. So when I distribute my answer, I get the original problem. So there's always going to be a way to check your work. So our answer is going to be the factored form of that polynomial.